Hey, how about that? Another New Hampshire primary. We're joined tonight on a special Primary Eve edition, coming live from Dixville Gatch. No, not really. We are joined by Reed Coverdale, Liberty's favorite truck driver, recovering truck driver, on again, off again, and of course Eric Jackman. How's it going tonight, boys?
I am ready for the demise of Nimrata Haley tomorrow. I don't know about you guys.
Look, Nimrata. What did he call her? He didn't call her by her actual real name, right? He like
We
added
call her
a name.
Nimrod.
Nimrod.
Didn't he add something to it?
We call her Nimrod.
There
was a funny
my favorite album by Green Day, Nimrod.
There was a funny tweet today, because someone played a clip of her saying, "I couldn't partake in beauty pageants." I can't really do her accent because I'm Indian and I'm brown. And then someone's like, "No, it's because you look like this." And then they fucking put up a picture of her when she was a young ugly duckling.
Ooh.
Dude, someone made a parody tweet of that and said Nikki Haley talks about how she couldn't be in a beauty pageant because she was escaping on the Underground Railroad.
She was.
That's amazing, dude.
She was hiding from enemy fire with Brian Williams and Hillary Clinton.
Oh, God.
She was ducking for cover.
We're gonna elect Donald Trump. He put us in the debt too.
It's kind of like a curry witch.
Curry witch.
Hashtag curry witch.
Good God.
But speaking of Nimrod, we went to Eric. We actually went and met her, and we were really nice. I mean, I think that's the ultimate form of trolling. If you go to an event and you're just like, just nice, you don't yell anything, because there were people who went to other Haley, New Hampshire events wearing shirts, and they got
their mistake was you show up announcing who you are. Look, I learned some things, Reed, when I served during the Vietnam War. In Predator, you can learn some things from Predator. You got to blend in with your surroundings. So if you're going to go troll a neocon, don't put hashtag Never Nikki on your fucking shirt. That's what these guys did. So they got thrown out, but we didn't do anything like that.
Well, hello, Rand Paul here. Very excited as always. What you can do is you can go to nevernikki.net. Tell her that you fucking hate her too.
Dude, he pulls through every time. Well, not every time. About half the time.
Yeah, he kind of did. He did like a multi-prong unity thing, shitting on Nikki, but also giving Meatball some love, the King some love. Do it, Mike. What he said. There's things about Donald Trump. Do it.
There's things about Vivek that I like that has been very interesting, if not a little batshit. And certainly some things about Donald Trump's foreign policy that I agree with, as well as Meatball's economic policy. And I've even talked to independent candidate RFK Jr. There's things I like about him. One person I do not like is Nikki Haley.
He's just wearing his shades. He's like, we had one of his staffers film it like outside, like he had a staffer film it like outside the Senate House.
He's someone that I've really tried to hate over the years, but I just never can. I mean, he's always kind of our cute little half libertarian weasel.
He's adorable.
His paunch is cute too. He has like a cute Liberty paunch. His milk pouch.
I think it was Bill Maher who said lots of people have a toupee that looks like real hair, where Rand Paul has real hair that looks like a toupee. It's true.
Yeah, his hair is everything. Yeah,
the best moment between him and Trump in 2016 was when Donald Trump said, "I just want to say I never attacked him for his looks, and there's a lot of subject material right there, believe me."
Yeah, he's like, I've been very nice to you. And there's a lot of things I could say, but I won't. But pretty soon you're going to be off the stage. He's like, that one night he came out. He's like, I don't even know why Rand Paul's up here.
Yeah, just out of the blue. He wasn't even
out of the
mentioned
blue.
or anything.
Rand was like, what did I even say? He didn't even say anything to him.
His meds hadn't kicked in yet, and he kind of spurred out. He was like, I just want to say, Rand Paul, you shouldn't even be here today, because pretty soon he's going to be off the stage. Yeah, the King.
Yeah, we went and saw Haley. She was literally 2 doors down from our place here in Peterborough. So we got there early. We got front row seats. Everyone sang her happy birthday. That was really cheesy.
How old is she? 52, 53, something like that.
Well, mate, in lizard years, she's like 719 when she crawled out of the Scientology volcano cave, mate, David Icke. And the current skin suit that she's wearing, she's 52.
Yeah, she's like in her 50s or something, and she got millions from Boeing. Bought a nice mansion in an exclusive island or enclave on South Carolina. Mm-hmm. And, she's done very well. We call her a little Boeing, little baby Boeing. little baby Boeing Haley, okay? And after tomorrow, we're going to kick her ass pretty big league, and she's going to be going all the way back to South Carolina. Believe me, she is. But everyone could get a picture with her after, and I was going to have my buddy film me, but it happened quick, and I got my picture, and then before we could like change cameras, I just asked her. I said, or maybe I called her Ambassador. Ambassador, it was nice to hear you talk about veterans and taking care of our veterans and putting them first. So what would your message be to the veterans and survivors of the USS Liberty?
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like, which one is that?
Yeah. Do you think she probably actually doesn't know, right? Or do you think
I got a feeling she did not know what the hell I was talking about.
I don't think she does.
Which one was it?
She went and looked it up afterwards. She was probably like, oh my God, I'm glad I didn't know what that was. So
she's like, oh, fuck, I wish we would have sank that one, It's too bad there were survivors who could come back and talk about it. And of course, those were my brothers on that ship. Those sailors are my brothers.
Oh, man.
That's the ship that the Israelis attacked.
Dude, at least you guys got to talk to her. I went to 2 rallies like a year ago when she was nobody still.
Remember when he went, Mike?
Yeah, your face.
Back then I never would have thought she'd be the second place contender. But I sat through 2 entire rallies of hers, and it was just it was nothing but bullshit, the entire thing. Like, I remember her saying one thing about education. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it was something about education. That was the only thing I agreed with in her entire hour-long speech. Like, she was bragging how under Donald Trump, she put the sanctions on the most countries in any presidential cabinet in history, and how we needed to stop paying off our enemies and start taking care of our friends. And that the best thing Donald Trump did was name Jerusalem the capital of Israel, like all this, just like thing after thing after thing after thing. It's just like, oh my God, you were so awful. All I could do to sit through it.
She mentioned, when she was ambassador, she's like, I watched him buddy up and pal up to Vladimir Putin and the dictator Kim Jong-un, that butcher. And I looked over at Mike and I'm like, yeah, and the problem?
Yeah.
The problem, those are 2 of the things I loved that World King did.
He's having a bromance with Kim Jong-un. He said that he fell in love with him, and they were having a bromance.
Well, we did. He wrote me a beautiful love letter, and we ate some kimchi, and we fell in love. We did. It was unbelievable. Dude, when he did the Walk to Remember read at the DMZ with Rocket Man, I fucking swooned when he did that.
That was... So, I wasn't any sort of figure back then. But I really did not like Donald Trump in 2016. And it was mostly because I thought people were like, I liked a couple things he said. Like, I liked when he took it to Jeb Bush over the Iraq war and, talked about how Hillary Clinton wants to go to war with Russia. And some of that stuff I liked, but it was just mixed in with so much bullshit. And then I could tell from the beginning that he wasn't going to actually deliver on anything he said. He's just such a con man, bravado, bullshit artist. But when I started slowly looking at him in a different light was the whole Rocket Man thing. Because I remember, a week before that happened, I thought we were going to war, basically. It was just like, we are going to rain down hell and fire on them, the likes of which the world has never seen. And I was just like, oh my God, here we go. And then suddenly he's over there, like, having lunch with him and everything. And I was like, this is awesome. That was what, 2018, 2018, I think.
Yeah, the Walk to Remember, I think.
Somewhere around there. And I just remember thinking, like, this is incredible. I can't believe this is happening. Like, this is awesome. And then instantly seeing the media paint him out to be like this
meltdown
dictator. And it made me start, that was kind of my red pill moment when it came to the media not just being stupid, but actually being kind of evil. And then in the following years with Tulsi and everything, just seeing how bad they really are and how they're really trying to paint the wrong picture and purposefully mislead people. Because I used to think that was kind of ridiculous. Like, Republicans are good at playing the oppression Olympics about dumb shit like the war on Christmas or whatever, so it's just like the tendency for me back then was just to completely dismiss anything they ever say. But then when I saw that specifically with Kim Jong-un, I was like, oh no, there is something going on here. And, that's when I started to realize the media is not just incompetent or something. They're corrupt.
And I totally agree, Reed. And the first thing I want to share tonight with everybody, and I want to get Reed, because Reed just put up a really interesting post with a letter grade for Donald Trump and why he may or may not be supporting him. But I want to share something here, and for if anyone's thinking of supporting Donald Trump, I think this would probably be the reason right here.
Absolutely.
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump. We're all cut from the same cloth. And that cloth is very, very large. It's not too big, is it?
Hey.
Say yourself.
Oh God.
Oh, dude.
Here's the music.
Wrong, isn't it?
But it feels so right.
And it's a deal.
It's a deal.
I put together some really impressive deals.
Choose everything.
I like that. Go big or go home.
Donald Trump.
Everybody loved me back then.
Dude, just women swooning. Diet Coe's, McDonald's.
You know, you're really beautiful.
He was talking to Giuliani there.
A woman that looks like that has to have her own special set.
When he's in drag, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Look at my African. Look at my African.
Donald,
Only you were here. You look
Dude, he
great.
cooks Dennis Leary
thank you
here.
very much. I'm Donald owns this restaurant.
Oh. Yeah, hey, listen. Are you bagging her? Huh? Are you? You just met. We'll call me this.
Oh.
This right here on the street, it's Donald Trump.
What are you, morons?
Where's Stormy Daniels? We need that one too.
Dude, the big T behind him. Yep, there it is. All right, that's World King right there, Reed.
Everything's set for tonight, Mr. Trump. I wonder what Trump's game is this time.
What does the tweet say? Like, how did Meatball Ron ever think he could beat this interview or something like that?
Basically.
What's your game, Carl? Heard I catch the deal?
Oh, guys, that's like, so that was sent earlier from a friend. Imagine thinking you could beat this vibe. I mean, isn't that just it?
Dude,
It really sums it up right there, man.
he's an American icon, Reed.
That's like early 90s, early 90s. Wilbur
80s.
Ross, 900 million in the hole, vapor chill wave.
That's like, when the naturalist capitalist was born back then.
It really
Early
is. He
90s.
came to us, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so the thing is about Donald Trump, there's people who remember him even back in like the 70s when he was under, his father's shadow and he was, shystering people out of apartments and not renting to black people and, making his dad proud. And, they didn't. There's an interview with him. There's an interview with him from the early 80s where he looks like a vampire from Twilight. He looks a lot like Ivanka and he's kind of pale. Barbara Walters is like, do you think you'd want to be president? He's like, no, I don't think I'd want to be president. But if somebody couldn't do it and they couldn't get in there and do it right, somebody like me might have to run. And he was like really more soft spoken back then and kind of more,
Less
more
retarded.
understated.
He could like speak and more. Dude, he's
He
definitely
wasn't on
gotten,
meth yet. Yeah,
he's definitely gotten more retarded. Like he could speak in complete sentences back then. He could sort of track with a singular thought. Not too many rabbit trails. You listen to him now, like just forget it. It's all
Haley
over.
was even saying, he said on January 6th now in his speeches that I didn't provide 10,000 troops at the Capitol. He's supposed to say Nancy Pelosi. And he was like, and we were there and Nikki Haley didn't send any security.
he stroked out a little.
He stroked out a little. Then he was like, "We need war.
So with that said, Reed, you just put up a very provocative post. You want to elaborate on that for everybody?
Yeah, sure. So I have never voted for Donald Trump ever, believe it or not in any primary or general election. But I would be doing it for the first time tomorrow night. However, I'm working about 100 miles away from the town that I'm registered to vote in, and I don't like Donald Trump very much, so it's not worth driving, or sorry, I love him in a sort of
I was about to
ironic
say.
way, but he doesn't deserve my vote enough for me to drive 100 miles to go vote for him.
You don't like him, Reed, but you love him.
Exactly. But yeah, I did a post about how this would be surprising to a lot of people who have known me for years. Because I mean, if you had told me this 4 years ago that I would be supporting Trump, I'd be laughing at you. Because even in the post I made, I give him a D-. I mean, he was.
It's passing. D stands for diploma at Trump University.
In some ways, he was worse than like George W. Bush. In some ways, not most ways, but like spending wise. He was worse than Obama per year. I mean, he was crazy, like just signing all sorts of giant spending bills. He was horrible on everything. He's a Republican, so I tend to grade him on things Republicans are supposed to be better on than Democrats. And he was awful on all of them: guns, spending, small government. He's just atrocious across the line. But it's so bad. His Nikki Haley is just so much worse. Like, she's bad in every area that he was bad in, and is way worse than him in some areas that really matter as president. Like, I think she's worse than Joe Biden on foreign policy. I think she would try to get us back into Afghanistan. I think she wants to directly go toe to toe with Russia. And I think Biden is retarded and everyone around him is retarded. But I think even Biden and even like Antony Blinken don't actually want to go to war with Russia. Like, if you actually ask them, like, hey, if this actually led to World War III, would you stop? I think, believe it or not, even those psychopaths would be like, okay, we don't want to actually start World War III. Nikki Haley, I think, is completely fine with World War III. She's just absolutely insane. She's like the old school neoconservative, fight everybody, rattle your sabers, ask questions later. And even like the Biden administration has kind of asked Israel to tone it down a little bit with just, completely massacring the Palestinians. Nikki Haley wouldn't even do that. Like, Joe Biden asks politely and then gives them money, whatever they want. Like, she would be like, destroy them. She wants them to go to war with Iran. Like, send it all. This needs to go all. I mean, she's just absolutely insane. So in my mind, she's like such a danger and like so much worse than Donald Trump that it doesn't matter. But then since Trump has been gone, I've kind of realized that there were some things that while he was in there, I took for granted. And it's that he actually has a tendency to kind of want to go against the neocons. He got reeled back in by them just about every time. But like with North Korea, with Afghanistan, even with China, sometimes you could tell he wanted to make deals. He wanted to make some sort of agreement and not just, go to war. And people hated him for that. And the problem was he had no idea how to get what he wanted. And then also, as soon as someone would come and tell him how great he was, he would instantly forget about everything he's doing and just do whatever that guy said, even though whoever that guy was probably hated his guts, whether it's John Bolton or Mike Pompeo, or, they would just laud him with praise and tell him he's the best. And by the way, you really want to go to war with Iran, Mr. President? Okay, let's nuke Soleimani. Like, that's the type of guy he is. Like, he's so susceptible to his ego.
He's goldfish.
Yeah, he's goldfish. Like, like that. You've said that before. But there is like something there that he doesn't want endless war, and he doesn't, he doesn't think the same way the neocons do. So in the off chance that there's somebody in his next administration who can push him in the right direction, things could get better. I don't buy this whole Trump's going in with a revenge tour and he's going to oust everybody and bring the Republic back. Like, yeah, okay. I mean, and we already see like Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, some old
Cruz
guard, Republicans sucking up to him. So the neocons are covering their bases, regardless of who wins. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of them in his new cabinet. But, people like Vivek, even though I disagree with him on Mexico and Taiwan, he definitely has better tendencies on Ukraine and even Israel in some ways. And, if Rand Paul can get in his ear a little bit, Tucker Carlson, I don't know, like some of these people if they are able to get his ear, they can at least push him in the right direction. Where with like a Nikki Haley or a Joe Biden, just forget it. It's never
It'd be
happened.
trash,
But
dude.
I might actually vote for Joe Biden if Nikki Haley is the nominee. Like
That's incredible.
I literally would consider that. I probably wouldn't actually do it, but I would think about it because, I mean, first of all, she's worse, but then also, at least with Joe Biden in there, he has healthy opposition from the Republicans. If she is in there, like it's all over. The opposition goes away. The bad Democrats agree with her on everything. Yeah. A lot of the Republicans would just turn a blind eye because she's a Republican too, and they, she'd get whatever she wants. So she is bad news. So that is why, in a nutshell, I would vote for Trump.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Here, Reed Coverdale, come November, going to be knocking on doors for Joe Biden. That's the headline. Voting for him, getting ice cream with him, hanging out with Corn Pop, listening to K-pop, eating Pop Rocks and Coke. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah, no, I mean, Brandon, he did get us out of Afghanistan, and everyone talks about semantics and how it's ugly. It was ugly. It was always going to be ugly. I mean, even I got to give it to the Washington Post. They published the Afghan papers years ago, which showed that the thing was already bullshit. Of course, anyone who was paying any attention knew that from the get-go. And Brandon got us out of there, which I give him credit for. I mean, it was ugly. I mean, not telling people, and I think that's the umbrage that you and Justin O'Donnell took with Marianne Williamson.
Yeah.
When you went to the event, and she was actually just on with Eric over the weekend, and I think you guys talked about that too, right, Eric?
Yeah, we mentioned Afghanistan a little bit, getting out, but I don't know, man. You mean the king had a deal in place with the Taliban?
Yeah.
Look, I negotiated with Abdul. He was a tough guy. These are not Boy Scouts, Reed. Okay, these are these are very tough guys. And what I did was I sent him a picture of his house, and I didn't say anything. You realize he did with Handy. Handy's like, now you sent the leader of the Taliban a photo of his house. I did. We did something like that.
It's true.
I mean, that's a gangster ass move. I mean, I like that. That's basically like, dude, if you cross this deal or go back on this, I will fucking obliterate that compound you're sitting in right now.
He'll Moab you, but he might also come through like some village people.
Yeah. Dude, I totally forgot to mention this, but like one of the let's play this first.
Okay, we're full screen. We're having fun, but we're also YMCA. Yep.
Yep.
This is his message to New Hampshire voters, folks. Here it comes.
Go out and vote, New Hampshire, on Tuesday. Vote and vote and vote.
China.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Like, I was just giving the technical reasons for voting for him, but that doesn't matter nearly as much as it's just hilarious that he's back and
so fun.
I want to see the people who made life a living hell, even though he was one of them because he helped make life a living hell for those 2 years by, elevating Fauci or whatever. It doesn't really matter. The logistics of this part are just there. It's all emotional. To the mask, like BLM pro riot, like idiots, the worst Hitler Satan thing that ever has existed is Donald Trump. So even though he helped usher in their summer of love that they loved so much, I would be so happy to see him back in there and just causing them to lose their minds because for some reason they hate him more than anybody else. So
it's an irrational hatred that they have.
That's enough for me just to see them miserable after all the bullshit they put us through for the last few years. Like,
yeah, it is so enjoyable. Good. The salt harvest, Mike,
the salt harvest. Yeah, some blue hairs down in Harvard hugging each other, crying. I wish I had a video camera. And then we got another take here on neocon Nikki. So we're gonna show this, and then we're gonna give our predictions.
We were laughing so hard with Reed, Mike, a few weeks ago in Concord. We went out to dinner.
Oh God,
we were doing that dance. We were having a great time.
It was a good one.
All right, so we got here Tulsi Gabbard. Nikki Haley is no different from Liz Cheney and Hillary Clinton, women who have never served in the military and feel the need to prove how tough they are by always advocating for more war. To the voters of New Hampshire, please know that a vote for Haley is a vote for endless and bigger wars.
She needs to tell her buddy Don Baldick that.
Yeah.
When Reed showed up to those events, Eric?
Yeah, his head was weaponized.
Yeah.
That's the Aloha Queen that we know and love right there coming through. Aloha.
Yeah, so there is a push against Haley because obviously Meatball dropped out. May he rest in peace in his high heels.
Now he can finally take his stilettos off. He doesn't have to pretend that he's 5'11". We know he's only 5'10". It's okay.
It's fucking stilettos.
He can take off his stilettos and go dancing and retire his Ziggy Stardust platforms. And his Elton John Rocket Man. Not that Rocket Man, the other Rocket Man. He can retire the Rocket Man lifts.
But
yeah, dude, what a sad campaign. I mean, I completely called that wrong. I thought DeSantis versus Trump was going to be epic, and I thought they were going to be on stage, like just doing their, their similar hand things back and forth and roasting each other. Because DeSantis did do pretty good in like 2021 and 2, or mostly 2022, facing off with the media about Florida. He was kind of Trumpian and how he was just bashing them all the time. And I was like, let's go, Trump versus DeSantis. I just want to see it. And then it was just the biggest flop ever. It was like Jeb Bush was more interesting than Ron DeSantis. It was just bad.
Right. His please clap was even just a little better than the high heels.
And it was better. It's better than his Twitter space entrance into the race.
He was a robotic meatball, Mike, trying to be human.
Yeah, still not quite human. He was like
learning how to smile.
I know, man. Is it the pudding he ate at Guantanamo Bay when those people were being tortured? Like, what is it about him that what was it that just couldn't connect with people? Like,
$150 million dud. Dude.
Yeah. I know.
So even his dropout speech was like, so many people were like, "Oh, this is so like heartfelt." I was like, "What do you? This is like so stale and forced and horrible. I do love this time of year though, when all the candidates who I'm ready for Chris Christie to eventually endorse Trump too. Even after he said he's a dictator and all this. It's just like what happens. Even Nikki Haley, I bet, will support Donald Trump eventually. They'll all.
Even Sununu said if Trump's the nominee, I'll support him.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Dude, Sununu, what a fucking cuck. Oh my God, he's the worst.
He was there, yeah, just coming out. Charlie Bass was there too, our old congressman.
Oh, God.
He made a flub too during the speech. He remember earlier he's introducing Haley. He made a pretty big flub.
What did he say?
God, I forget what it was.
Hillary instead of Haley.
It was something. Yeah. He said he had something. I forget what it was about running against a certain candidate, and it was like clearly 20 years ago.
Yeah, he's old. He looked like a Skeletor.
He looked like Senator Palpatine.
This is Charlie Bass, or
yeah, Charlie. And we were in Bass Hall here in Peterborough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Basses are local gangsters. They got their name on everything.
Kind of like the Sununus.
Yeah, they're regional warlords.
Yeah, John E. Didn't the former senator, come out and shit talk the king?
Probably.
He did some proclamation. Who knows? On Twitter.
I've been pretty zoned out. I mean, I haven't been on social media nearly as much as I used to be, but I just check in, during once every couple nights or so, see what's going on.
That's good, man.
And then at the gym in the morning, actually, there's the TVs, so I could see Vivek dropped out. That's too bad, stuff like that. But
right,
there's been a lot of dropouts, and they come over to someone named Trump.
When he's he talks in third person, dude. He brought the house down at the Snoo Arena on Saturday, man. That was the revival. That was. He did all the.
He's unstoppable, He's an Israeli bulldozer in a Palestinian, neighborhood. He's just unstoppable.
And I have every right to defend myself, and I will, even if it means I have to kill 25,000 other Republican challengers. I'll do it.
Yep, we'll come out from our sewer. We'll come out with our mattresses.
Oh, God.
We will kill.
We got a question here from John B. Hey, John B. Good to see you. Could these Houthi rebels be the excuse the neocons were looking for to eventually attack Iran? Probably.
What's scary is the king is going to be just as bad on Iran as Joe Biden, if not worse. That is one area he's always been bad on, and
That moment when he fucking iced Soleimani was the most worried I was the whole time, the whole 4 years, where I was like, "You fucking idiot, man! This is so bad." You listen to Netanyahu, and you're doing what Israel wants.
Bolton
in the
Bonesaw man, Mohammed Bonesaw man. You know,
Bonesaw. He was doing backflips when you heard about that. He was doing backflips in his robe. He was.
I think what happened was the king saw that Putin and Bonesaw had that moment at that meeting.
Yeah, where they kind of hugged.
Yeah, they gave each other the knowing look.
Yep.
Yeah, so he was kind of jealous.
There was a brotherhood after that.
I think there was some jealousy going on there.
Yeah,
he's like, "I'll show Bonesaw who's top dog."
You want to know who's tough? Putin never would have taken Ukraine. That would have never. I'm going to get in there. I have this thing straightened out in 24 hours.
That whole Soleimani thing is kind of the benchmark in my mind that led to the decline of the last few years. Like after that, it was just like thing after thing after, and then it's just never been the same since then. Like that was kind of
we had the
first
gift.
domino.
We had this awful, terrible gift from China that should have never happened. The economy was rocking and rolling. It was. He's like, when he goes like that. The economy was rocking and rolling. It really was. No, there's different shades of the king. He's also too. I mean, he just lost his mother-in-law, who I think was like a year older or younger than him.
Like 14 months younger than him.
That was a tough loss.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I negotiated a great deal with Melania's village and her parents. I got her for 5 oxen and 4 goats. I did. It was a great trade deal. And then I bought her from Epstein when she was 14. We imported her when she was 12. And she started in the kitchen, and then she became first lady. That's American success done legally. Okay? That's immigration greed done legally. Dude, he negotiated a great trade deal to get her over here.
Dude, when he's dancing with Epstein, he's like,
yeah.
Epstein buck. So he whispers something into Epstein's ear that makes him blush. I want to know what he said to him.
Oh God, it's way worse than what he said to Billy Bush.
Oh God. Yeah, he took out.
I can't believe that. That was all 8 years ago. The whole 2016 election. I can't believe that. Just thinking about that, it's like,
it's kind of crazy. And here we are, and he has a real good chance of winning again. Like,
I think he's going to win the general, guys. That's my right now. If I had to put money on it.
So are the Democrats going to accept it? So I felt like the Democrats, they basically didn't accept 2016 with Russiagate. And then the Republicans ratcheted it up with the whole Stop the Steal thing. And I wonder what the Democrats are going to do this time if they lose. It seems like it's kind of a, it's just like,
it's getting more and more cartoonish as it goes.
Which, by the way, I still think the Stop the Steal thing was dumb. I do think, and I mean, it doesn't matter what I think at this point. But I think it's obvious that the FBI covered up the Hunter Biden laptop story. And then also because of Russiagate, that really poisoned Donald Trump's image to the whole public. And then the media was definitely on Joe Biden's side. And the states definitely did some screwy shit with restructuring how you were allowed to vote, how long after election day your ballots could come in and shit like that. But this whole millions of ballots being printed off in the middle of the night, I'm sorry guys, I still don't buy it. And I'm interested to see. I mean, one of the reasons I don't buy it is because so many Republicans are voting and they're so ready to vote. If they really didn't believe that voting mattered, I don't think any of them would be out there voting. They'd be doing something different.
And the election results were perfectly legit in 2016 when he beat Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
In 20,
he didn't win the popular vote.
Look, there's fuckery in every election, but I make this point. I'm with you on that, Reed, too. I don't think that there was the numbers and the fuckery that would necessitate a whole stealing of an election.
We're gonna have Mike Lindell's gonna pull the evidence out of a pillowcase, and it's coming very soon. You're gonna see it very soon.
I mean, dude, it was the perfect election for Biden because he could run from his basement. He didn't have. I mean, the scenario was perfect. Biden, if he has to campaign against Trump this time, dude, it's gonna be bad. And then on top of that, they somehow gave him some sort of drugs or something to get him through those debates with Trump. But then Trump wouldn't just shut up and let him hang himself. You watch those debates, he was just
he had COVID during the second one.
He made himself look worse than Biden in a debate. That's hard. But he somehow did it. And then Trump ran such an awful campaign in 2020, and he had nothing to show for his presidency of 4 years. So Now Biden's been president for 4 years and it's been awful, like way worse than when Donald Trump was. So I kind of agree with you, Mike. I mean, if I had to guess right now, I would say Trump takes it. I think.
Well, I mean, in the morning, they got to give him drugs to get him out of bed. They put in his Wheaties. And then at night, if I don't give him downers, he walks around the White House naked. He literally has no pants, walking around the East Room naked, dangling with his walnuts hanging out. It's so gross. He makes sure he does it when Ashley's there visiting, too, and when Hunter's there. But they're giving him uppers and downers and in-betweeners and trilaterals and quadlaterals and bilaterals. They're doing everything they can. They lace his ice cream with special walnut sauce, folks. But yeah, no, I think, dude, they know it's bad, and the Democrats are still going to nominate Biden, and they're going to just do everything they can to kind of prop him up. And I think a lot of them want Big Mike or they want Gruesome, but they're kind of biding their time at this point. Gruesome. And like Ro Khanna is probably going to run in 28, and Meatball will probably run on the Republican side. Dude, Matt Gaetz was in Keene yesterday. I didn't make it up to it, but Matt Gaetz brought the house down up in Keene, dude. I watched the video of it on C-SPAN. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I don't know if I'm gonna be excited for another presidential candidate ever. I mean, I wanted to be for RFK a little bit there, and then I wanted to be for Vivek a little bit, but I just I don't know. There's something that's been broken inside of me. I don't know if it'll ever happen again. I just
you've been hurt.
I don't know.
You've been let down too many times.
Huh?
Yeah, you've been let down too many times.
Yeah, I mean, either people who are good don't make it anywhere, and then if they start making it somewhere, they just compromise everything. And so that's actually worse when people that you really believe in end up making it somewhere and then trashing everything you thought they stood for. It's just all right, whatever. I guess this politics thing isn't really my thing. So
that's when you go honk pill and you go all in for the king.
That's right. I mean, because you just can't care anymore. Yeah, that's really what it is. It's some people don't understand it, but a lot of people do because they've had a similar journey. A lot of people just screw it. No, I don't think he's anything great or whatever. But
you're trying to get Ron Paul in there back in 2008, and then I mean I know people certainly in the Liberty Movement in 1988 who were trying to get Ron Paul in there, and now you see what we got today. It's hard not to be crestfallen. I get that, and it's kind of back to the point that we've touched upon in other shows where the president in that level doesn't really matter. What really matters is local government and local politics and what you can affect.
Which that is going great in our state, by the way.
New Hampshire, hey, the water's warm. 16 degrees this week. The water is warm, folks.
Dude, and the guard passing the house, dude.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Dude, NHLP too, Mike, and the Free State wanted to go rogue and negotiate separately with Russia, as their own republic. I didn't everything read those tweets.
Was it Jeremy Kaufman?
No, that one was me.
That was Reed.
There was a video of what was it? I know what you're talking about, Eric, because I made that tweet a while back. Yeah. It was something about
it was like a treaty or trade or something with Russia, and America was fucking it up, of course. And the New Hampshire LP or the Free State Project had something about, when New Hampshire is its free and own republic, we will gladly welcome President Putin to New Hampshire, and we'll establish bilateral.
He's speaking at Pork Fest this year.
That would be fucking awesome, dude, if Putin came to Pork Fest. We have to start a Twitter campaign for that and get the Power Gang boys on that.
Get Kim and Putin to come to Pork Fest.
Yeah, we got Rocket Man in the pavilion. It's going to be unbelievable.
God. But yeah, a major thing though you do hear, and I think I heard this at the Gates rally. There's a lot of people who are kind of that mindset who think that we're going to use our military to attack Mexico. We're gonna go to war with the cartel. I wouldn't be
surprised if we do something that dumb. And that's another thing Trump will be all over, probably, unfortunately.
Well, he said someone put this in a book. It might have been Mattis or
right back.
Someone who said Trump was talking about, couldn't we just send a few bombs over to Mexico to the cartel and blame it on China? They wouldn't even know it was us. Dude, I'm pretty sure the king unironically said that to one of his top people.
Remember when he wanted to nuke the hurricane?
I know. Well, it's big and it's wet. And we're gonna do like Armageddon. We're gonna throw a nuke at it.
Dude, that's dude, seeing Scott Ritter talk to all the Chechens, come on.
I need to pull that up, dude. When you sent that to me, Reed, like first of all, he made it over there, Reed. Like he got there over to Chechnya. Oh, and then like in broken Russian, he fucking speaks to
dude. It's like something out of a Rambo movie. I think is what you told me.
Okay, I found it. Oh, this is so good, dude. I might need to send it to Mike though and have Mike share it because I don't have control of the stream.
Oh,
but dude, like, you imagine the fucking stones it takes to go over and do that. Like, dude, Scott. I mean, if he wasn't before, he is on every fucking watch list.
Oh my god, dude!
Now, dude, like they're bugging everyone around him now. Or
it makes me wonder how many watch lists I'm on. I'm going on a ski trip to Utah in a couple months, so we'll see if I can board the plane. You know.
Yeah, you're gonna meet up with the Utah Boog.
Yeah, the Utah Boog.
But that, yeah, it was like something. Yeah, it's like a Star Wars movie or like a really bad '80s Cold War movie.
Yeah,
like a Rambo movie.
This is awesome.
It's so fucking good, dude.
Dude, just like seeing all the people that we've actually met or know in some way, you know, like popping up all over the world. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, so there's Scott Ritter, and we were at the hotel restaurant lounge, right. And Dawson and him were talking for like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And when we went to the Ron Paul Institute thing, and McAdams was there, dude. It was a fucking based confab.
Yeah.
You know, and there may or may not have been feds there. Who knows? They probably don't even need to bother anymore. They just do it all electronically.
Yeah. Remember, someone thought Jesse Ventura was there because you were doing the impersonation. They're like,
yes. Oh. Mike, I just sent you a tweet. I don't even know if I told you about this, Mike. It's fucking Scott Ritter over in Chechnya speaking to the leader and all his ghouls.
No way.
Yeah, here I just sent it to you.
Wait, like the big crowd.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dude! Like a whole bunch of soldiers with tanks and.
This is
play
like
it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I sent you the link. You got to play it, dude, with the music, and it's fucking incredible.
At this point, is Ritter, dude? It's like a false defector program. How does he go back and forth to Russia and come, or Chechnya, and what? He's welcome back into the U.S. Like, what? Dude, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Hold on.
I told Reed, I said, dude, when Reed sent that to me, like out of the blue. I hadn't talked to him for a few days, and then I just look at my DMs and Twitter, and he just writes "dude" in all caps. Yeah, make it big, Mike, and put the sound up.
Okay, here we go.
Fucking
yeah,
amazing.
You got it big already. Just press play.
Я хочу предоставить слово нашему уважаемому гостю. Большое спасибо, ваш президент, ваш командир,
Holy
ваш
shit.
офицером и солдат Чечни. Это моя
Looks like Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
His jacket.
Мой первый раз, когда человек говорит, почему вы хотите визитить Чечню?
That's CGI, that shot.
Надо визитить. Почему?
I think it's a drone.
Потому что сейчас вся Америка,
Good production value, Reed.
Dude, look at all those fucking soldiers.
Dude.
Чечня, она думает, страшный человек.
This looks like
like Expendables.
It looks like in Air Force One, the fucking rogue guy who wants to put the Soviet Union back together.
Yeah, Gary Oldman.
Is this for real?
There's the cool
dude, this is
real. Real? He just got out of the gym. Dude, there's thousands of soldiers there. It looked like one of the fucking Green White Chocolate. Look like one of those dudes.
Oh, the Tate brothers?
Yeah, look like one of the Tate brothers.
The Tates would be at this rally easily. Maybe they're trying to airplane game scam all these people because they're fucking.
Like, get them to do cams. Get the soldiers to go on the cams.
There he is, Mike, the ghoul.
They look like villains from the 1997 Super Nintendo 64 GoldenEye game.
Those don't even start. They don't even have batteries in them.
Those are cardboard, spray painted.
Дружба.
Dude.
No way.
I saw this. It was just like, oh, what? And I had to send it to Eric. I just couldn't believe it was happening.
He just ate 5 gay people.
There's probably more people here than there was at the anti-war rally that Ritter got bungled last year.
Yeah, no shit.
This is the speech he wanted to give. This is the rage against the war machine that could have been.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude,
I'm not even
something.
Dude, the balls on that guy. Like, he goes
Dude,
over,
I know.
He talks at poetry slams over in Russia and like little cafes, and he does that.
Oh,
Hey,
pretty
that's one of
amazing.
the best fucking things I've ever seen, dude.
if it brings any modicum of peace, I'm all for it, dude.
Yeah, no, me too. But it's just
No, yeah. All kidding
I
aside,
just saw it appear, and I was like, "What? Like, what is going on here?"
All kidding aside, to have someone like Ritter, of his knowledge of international relations and Russia and that whole region, going over there and doing that is wonderful. It's a great thing.
Yeah, Ritter first came into my scope when I was in college at Keene State. He actually spoke at my college back in
really?
2006, 2007. And there's footage of it somewhere. I asked him a question about the ISI connection to 9/11, and he was like, "It wouldn't surprise me."
Yeah.
So we've all come a long way since then. All of us and Scott Ritter. I think Ritter has been in and out of prison, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't really know all the details on that. I know there's various factions and sides, and Chris Hansen may have been involved in some kind of sting or something. I don't know all the details, but we have another comment here from Sloop John B. Still can't believe how easily they brought down Howard Dean with a silly clip and then chucked Bernie and Tulsi under the bus when they were doing well. I know, dude. The Howard Dean scream seems
pretty mild now.
Seems kind of
benign.
Quaint. Yeah. Actually, we did a video with Howard Dean. I'm going to see if I can find it.
I do have to disagree that Tulsi was ever doing well running for president.
Well, I was gonna make that comment. We were between 2 and 2.5%.
Yeah,
that was doing well.
Bernie, Bernie
was doing well.
We were doing well, but I wanted to see my grandchildren grow up.
So I endorsed Hillary and go to the lake house.
I endorsed. All right,
dude, what a cock! He is like the cock of all cocks.
Dude,
here's our cheesing around with Howard Dean. This was fun.
I've seen this.
All right. I'm Howard Dean, and you're listening to Jackman Radio.
Howard, could you do the scream?
Don't push it.
I've seen all the Jackman classics, all the cameos.
That's a good one. And of course, Lindsey Graham, like in the Graham Cracker.
That's for you, John B. That's a little Howard Dean for you.
Oh yeah, Lindsey Graham. We're going to Lindsey Graham Cracker.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Let me see if I can find that in real time.
Remember when I made Dawson blush and I was doing Lindsey Graham? I was like, I want that Fazza cream pie.
Oh, that's still pretty like.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's not far off though.
No.
How about the Kelce psyop there? The NFL Taylor Swift Kelce psyop.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a big? Wasn't he just a vax cuck? Ultimately, he got
Aaron Rodgers called him a Pfizer bitch or something along those lines.
Pretty based.
Aaron Rodgers is Giga Chad, dude.
Yeah, it's dude. He's calling what's his name, the task there, Jimmy Kimmel. Like,
yeah,
he's like saying he's on the Epstein client list. I mean, I never saw anything about that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I got pen to paper documents that Kimmel likes baby schmoothies at Planned Parenthood with Hillary Clinton. They drink baby schmoothies.
This is Eric back in 2015 or 2016, cheesing up at Lindsey Graham in the backwoods of New Hampshire.
Probably summer of 2015.
Yeah.
Probably summer of 2015.
He's fun, dude. He's like the most fun neocon. Him and Tom Ridge.
Okay. All right.
You
ready,
All right. This is my new friend Lindsey Graham.
Give him your phone number.
We've put aside our differences. He's a good guy. I just heard him speak. He talked about bipartisanship in Congress, and we need that. I could learn something from him.
Yeah.
So what we're doing now, we're going to go to South Carolina, and we're going to build the Lindsey Graham Cracker plant.
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
And it's
for American workers, no Chinese workers.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be better than anything from Mexico, anything better than China.
Biggest cracker in the world.
So I'm Donald Trump. Check out lindseygraham.com and the Lindsey Graham Crackers.
And you check out jackman.com.
Thank you.
All right. We did it.
Excellent.
We did
it. Without lube.
What a fag.
I was waiting for the Lady G Afghan papers to drop, and they never did. They never did. All the male prostitutes in D.C. supposedly know him as Lady G. Dude, where is it? That's going to be the next American Horror Story series, the Lindsey Graham papers.
Yeah.
Now, he just I think that they're going to add a new sexual preference to the rainbow flag. It's W for war, and it represents Lindsey Graham. He's not attracted to men or women or anything like that. He just loves war. War is kind of what gets him off. So they're adding the W to the rainbow flag. It's going to be red for all the blood of all the Iranians and all the Iraqis we going to get.
Amazing. Yeah. How good is it?
Predictions, guys. Let's do our predictions for tomorrow. Like how big will God King win tomorrow in the New Hampshire primary? Eric, then Reed.
So World King will win with, I'm going to say 55%, and then Bird Brain will get probably like 40%, and then the remaining 5%, they'll vote for like Bill Weld or something. We'll go to
Bill Weld.
He's not even running.
Right.
I think it's going to be more than 55%. I mean, he took Iowa with 51% when there were like all of them in there. So I think it's going to be in the 60s. I think he's going to get 60 something.
Yeah, if you factor in the meatball buffer.
Yeah. I think most of the meatball goes to Trump. Even though yeah, especially since he endorsed Trump, which I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Like I thought he would.
Yeah, if you watch the video of the concession speech, it's almost like he endorsed him before he even conceded.
Yeah.
He's got some work to do. He's got some MAGA repair. He's going to have to buff Don Jr.'s shoes and shine them for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, he miscalculated big time. He did it a few years too early. Should have just waited it out.
He was at maybe 1, 2, maybe 3%. I took him out of the garbage. I endorsed. He was an obscure congressman. Nobody knew who he was. He became governor only because of me. He went from maybe 2, 3% and shot up like a rocket. Became governor, and he said, "I won't run against Trump." 2 years later, I'm going to run against Trump. So
it's so disloyal.
He was so dishonest and so disloyal.
Very disloyal.
The Never Back Down pack was such a disaster. It was so disgusting. They had so many awful, terrible people. One of them left the campaign, and they endorsed me because they were like, "Yeah, I like Trump. I like Trump."
So that pretty much sums up the last 2 years of the primary.
Him talking like about why he likes Ramaswamy.
I like Vivek Ramaswamy because Ramaswamy likes me.
See who
we have someone special in the
not Forest Mommy.
Hi, Forest
Mommy.
She's everything to us.
Oh, Forest Mommy. Hey guys, Forest Mommy. What is it, Eric?
Hey everyone, it's Forest Mommy. Dude, her run was heroic for office. Up there in Colorado.
Dude, she did better than Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, and Forest Mommy, she wears high heels too, but way better than
way better.
She looks way better in them,
but not as good as Zelensky. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like Forest Mommy, your high heels are amazing, but I think Zelensky's got you beat by just like a little bit. But
it's true.
My prediction for the New Hampshire primary is pretty much in vogue with what you guys are saying. I think World King 55%, and Bird Brain might drop out tomorrow. I mean, Meatball was asked when he was going to be in through March, and he was like, "Yeah, definitely. We got the funds. We're going to do it," and he's out. So you can't really believe.
So that's it, right? There's not even like some low tier dumbass sticking around anymore. It's just Nikki, right?
Ada.
Who?
No, he dropped out.
Oh, Ada dropped out?
Yeah, Hutchinson, he dropped out and endorsed Nikki Haley.
Trump calls him Ada. We call him Ada. I'm not going to say.
Was it true that Chris Christie endorsed Nikki Haley and she said, "I don't need your endorsement"? Did that actually happen?
Wouldn't surprise me.
That's amazing.
Look, I took Chris Christie and I took Jared Kushner and I put him on one of the floors of Trump Tower that no one's ever seen. It's story number 17. Okay, it's like the 47. It's like the penthouse in Building 7. And I had the Kushners and I had Chris Christie and I poured a bunch of lube on top of them. We did some KY wrestling, and that's why I didn't pick Chris Christie, and I'm not going to do it. Okay, it's not. Not only will I do not want him in my administration, there's literally no room. There's no room for him in the White House. So we have to build another White House. So it's not going to happen. No, I don't see Christie coming in there. I mean, even if he pledges guilty or omerta, do you see it, Eric?
Nah, man. He burned any bridge he had left at MAGA, dude. He completely short-circuited, and his run was just an entire waste. I don't understand why he thought the anti-Trump faction were going to rally around him, man. He's old news. Guy
2012 was when he should have run.
Should have ran in 12. Yeah, Romney. He would have probably done better than Romney. I don't know.
Romney's going to sell Mormon underwear now when he retires from the Senate. He's going to be selling Mormon underwear on QVC. He's going to have his own QVC.
He's like, I have I have a Saks Fifth Ave. I have a Gucci store on Fifth Ave that's worth more than Romney. Okay, that's like what he says, Mike, about Romney when he's asked about him.
I know. I got one more tweet I want to get you guys to weigh in on here. It's just pretty based. And I, as far as I know, Rob Schneider is still supporting RFK Jr., Eric, right?
Oh, yeah, he's all in for Bobby.
Schneider's, I mean, dude, he's like he's like a born-again like Catholic, like super
kind of based.
So Rob Schneider put up a tweet about this United Airlines debacle, and he said, "Dear Scott Kirby, CEO at United Airlines and drag queen practitioner." Yeah, he added that in there. "I regret to inform you that I will no longer allow my family to fly on your airline, as you have clearly placed diversity of pilot hiring above safety of passengers and crew. As evidenced by the near aviation catastrophe of UA Boeing 777 flight 1722 from Maui to San Francisco on December 18th, where your diverse but incompetent flight crew didn't know which flaps were causing its near disastrous descent." I think he meant to say ascent. Or no, well, he spelled it incorrectly. "Coming from 750 feet of killing everyone aboard your United airline." Wow.
I didn't know this happened. Remember
in
the Four Horsemen way back with Quinones, Ryan actually said this was eventually going to start happening, that we'd have airplanes falling out of the sky.
He did say that, didn't he?
Oh, he totally did. We'll have to clip that and post it over that tweet.
Notre Dawson.
Uncle Teddy. That was like when Reed's like, anyone else noticing the supply shortages?
Yeah.
Remember that tweet Reed put up, Eric, like 3-4 years ago?
Anyone else seeing shortages?
Yeah, it blew up, dude. It got like 4,000 likes. That's crazy.
So
that was big back then. That was before I made international news.
That was huge. Yeah, where you became Meghan McCain's best friend.
Oh God, dude, what a journey!
So many base things have happened, Mike.
I'm digging all the black outfits from JC, which stands for Johnny Cash.
We're in a cult.
Cash.
We're in a new cult. Yeah, we're in the
we're in a Hell Bob cult where we're going to they did not a 40 mass suicide, 39 mass suicide.
Yeah,
they were wearing the Nike the track suits with the Nike sneakers.
Yeah, Reebok, I think.
They went out.
I think Reebok sponsored that cult.
Reebok.
Yeah,
it's just all pretty incredible, all of it. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll follow along and we'll have fun and we'll stay honk-pilled. Basically, is kind of what the plan is. It's a loose plan, Reed.
There's really no other way. It's kind of like the truckers in Canada. The honk. The honk pill. Just kind of funny how that turned out into being an actual thing.
Yeah, it actually became like the great honking.
Mm-hmm.
Force Mommy's excited for an entertaining year. We are too. It's going to be very exciting.
We have a front row seat to the freak show, and it's 100% paid for too. Well, actually, we got to pay for some of it, but
Mexico will pay for the rest. They will. They're chopping people's heads off like you wouldn't believe. It's unbelievable. I remember I told a joke to someone. I forget who it was. They were fucking horrified. I did the bit that I do about Mohammed Bonsah and his economy and his job numbers are killing us. They are hiring people who execute at an unbelievable clip over there. If you want to work and cut people's heads off, you could start at 70,000 Saudi Arabian currency. Get your own house, get your own oil. You can put a family through Riyadh College. It's unbelievable. They're killing us. Okay, we used to be a proper country. Now we're a complete
God.
Someone was like, "That's terrible." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a joke, but it's like not really. It's reality.
It's kind of real."
They didn't get it. They weren't honk-pilled, Reed.
Yeah, you got to be honk-pilled,
dude. If you can't laugh about the fact that that barbarism still exists in 2024, where people get publicly executed by beheading.
If you can't laugh at it, what are you going to do?
There's nothing else you could do.
One of the things the king wants to do if he gets back in there, doesn't he want to bring the fire? He wants to do execution by firing squad.
I think so.
The Trump administration actually executed more prisoners in 3 years than have been executed, I believe, in the last 40. You can fact check me on that, but I think that's pretty. Dude, the bloodthirst
it's something else.
It's unbelievable. We got a lot of force mommy. My local government shit is off the rails too. So much going on. Not giving up drinking this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cheers to that. You got any blueberry wine, Reed? What do you got?
I don't have any right here with me. I do have some downstairs, but from Will Bell.
Dude, Will Bell, he's adorable.
Yeah, he is. He's Dixie Charm and then some.
Oh yeah, he is.
And before
he's
we
going to be a
leave,
father in like a month, I
oh
believe.
wow,
It's
really?
coming up fast. So yeah,
Congratulations.
Congratulations to him.
yeah.
And I wanted to just do a brief tribute to probably the best zombie movie of all time, George A. Romero's 1978 Dawn of the Dead.
Is that Biden on the right?
That's Biden on the right. Yeah, that's his re-election bid campaign. David M.G., rest in peace, played Flyboy in the original Dawn of the Dead, which is still, symbolic of, zombies in the mall. I mean, it's Amazon shoppers now. It's stream of consciousness. It's Jeff Bezos, but it was at a physical location in Pennsylvania back in 1978, and nobody did social commentary better than George Romero. Okay, quite frankly, he cast a black man in the original Night of the Living Dead. He did a great job. That's me hiring Omarosa. It really wasn't Tim Scott. But this is for Flyboy. Great movie.
Tim Scott.
Yeah, dude, Tim Scott. Come on, Eric. You saw him, right?
He just got engaged on the beach to his hot girlfriend, now his fiance.
This is my girlfriend. She's real. Like, what's going on with him? Does he have tape like on his eye? Like, what's
Dude, his
is he
ads
wearing a
were,
face mat?
His ads were like patriotic music, and it says "From picking cotton to the White House." It's like that's what his ads were, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I know. I was here for it. He was kind of the Herman Cain of this deal, but he endorsed. The King brought a slate of South Carolinian politicians.
Yeah,
and just to fart right in Nikki Haley's face.
Stick it to bird brain. Yeah, but we got to do more streams. We'll be doing more of these, and it's fun to come back. I haven't been doing much in the last 6 months, but we're back, and it's going to be unbelievable.
We're back like the Ghostbusters. Reed, thanks so much for joining us tonight, man. It's great to see you, dude. Kicking ass, doing well, living your best life, and hopefully we'll do more of these soon.
Yeah, it was good to see you guys. I have not been online much. I turned in the old smartphone for the old-fashioned flip phone, so I've been off. Actually, a month tomorrow it's been without it. So I only check in once every couple days or so on my laptop computer. And
so I know you work a lot, Reed, but what do you, in lieu of being on a phone, what are you now doing more of? Are you reading books? Are you out in nature? Like, because I know Reed loves nature. He loves naturalist.
So I've actually mostly just been willing to be bored, which is, I showed up early to meet someone for dinner for like 15 minutes early, and I didn't have anything to do. So I just kind of sat in my car and just spaced out. And I've realized over the last month, that's something I used to do all the time if I was early or if I'm standing in line for something. And I think your brain actually needs that a little bit, needs to just kind of decompress and not think about anything for a while. And so I've been doing a lot more of that. But aside from that, it forces me to be a lot more present when I'm at a table with people or just out and about. You don't have the excuse of pulling this screen out and looking at it. You kind of just have to interact with people. At Planet Fitness, they got rid of their cards for, like their physical cards with the barcodes on them in 2020 because of coronavirus. It's all digital now. You do it on your phone. So every time I went in, they had to type in my phone number and pull up my membership. And they got so sick of it that they actually, I don't know if they special ordered it or found it in the closet or what, but they actually found one of those cards and gave it to me.
Nice.
So I have a physical card again.
That's
so,
great.
I don't know. That type of stuff's funny. And then driving places, like I have to actually pay attention to where I'm going and figure out, I don't know. It's just like living a lot more, you have to live a lot more in the present and intentionally at the plan ahead and think about what you're doing more. So I don't know. I've enjoyed it so far.
Kaczynski would be proud, Reed. Step in the right direction, and I'm happy for you. I'd love to do that. I'm on my phone way too much. I'm so addicted to Instagram.
You're good at it though. Eric's so good at hashtagging our shit and you can tell the difference between when I put together one of these streams when Eric does. Eric has all the proper links and hashtags and everything, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, that's what hurts is being good at it. It's really hard to put it down.
And you'd love this, Reed, too. I just did a collaboration post with Marianne Williamson for our episode that we did together, which made me feel really good. I got all kinds of orb and crystal trending people following me now who came by way of Marianne.
Yeah.
And then I got connected with this Jess. Her name's Jess Reed Krause. She goes by House and Habit. And she's following the campaigns around. She's been getting access to Bobby's campaign stuff and to Trump's campaign stuff. And she's just doing like fly on the wall, actual old school reporting of what she sees. And she lets people talk. And she's really popular. She's got like I think she's got 1.5 million followers on Instagram. So we did a collab post together that trended big time. And I just shit talked Martin Sheen for bailing on Bobby's 70th birthday party and just spoke my mind on that. And people really like that. So I don't know. I'm trying to get it in check, man. I mean, I'm addicted to Instagram Reels. And sometimes Mike will hear it coming from my room, the YMCA playing, and he knows that I'm just watching Trump doing this.
I mean, yeah.
I know you need that. Yeah. Hey, Reed, I had a flip phone until 2019. It stopped working. Like I was not able to send text messages to people or receive them. They were jumbled. They came through as like weird, like wingdings font. So dude, if I wouldn't even have a cell phone, period, man, if I could help it. But
yeah,
I've become the very thing that I hate and railed against for so many years.
I'll
probably partially become
exactly
that.
What happened to me.
There's a significant self-loathing going on at many levels.
Yeah.
But I like that you are more present for sure. When you don't have your phone, you did inspire me, Reed, to start leaving my phone home when I'm going to places where I'm
in the car.
Or be with people where I'm just like, I'm fucking leaving this thing home.
Yeah.
All the bullshit's going to be here when I get back. And if I'm going out with someone, and if it's someone I haven't seen in a while, I got to catch myself. I don't want to be a fucking asshole and be staring at my phone where I haven't seen this person in months. And now here we are face to face, and I'm looking at stupid shit that I'm going to be looking at anyways later in my bed.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Well, the 2 hours we did at dinner a couple weeks ago, that flew by, guys, and we all had our phones off. They were not at the table, and it felt really. It's like being around a campfire having whiskey dance in the YMCA with Trump.
We were doing that, Mike, just laughing uncontrollably. With
That's
Reed.
kind of where it all started, where we were thinking about it.
He just brings us a lot. He brings us a lot of joy.
He's fun.
A lot of joy.
He is.
Well, yeah, we gotta do this again, and I'm getting a lot of people asking for Four Horsemen, and I know Dawson's game to bring the band back together. So, people watching and listening who are Four Horsemen fans, we're gonna do a fresh one soon, and it will be based, and we'll go over a lot of cool shit.
Yep.
So we love you guys, and we'll see you all very soon, and we hope that 2024 brings 1,000 blessings and then some.
Let's go, Trump.
Yeah, dude, MAGA.